Warning, you are watching the Theologician channel. What you are about to experience is pure reason, logic, and truth. If you are averse to hearing potentially inconvenient facts and do not wish for your presuppositions to be dismantled piece by piece, you should turn this video off immediately. The management of this channel cannot be held responsible for any unpleasant consequences you may experience by continuing to watch. These may include, but are not limited to, the following: the loss of friends as you begin to doubt and question the mantras of your particular clique, a sense of dread and despair as you realize your worldview is built upon false underlying premises, and outright persecution for those brave enough to abandon the dogmas of the politically correct liberal establishment. You've been warned. Cody Weber is a YouTube atheist who has a channel called SaturnineFilms. A few weeks ago, he posted a video to this channel attacking a young girl with a channel called 2rocker4u. He attacked her for presenting an opinion about homosexuality which he disagreed with. He, along with a host of other atheists, harassed and mocked her until she removed her video completely. These egregious personal attacks were made completely unprovoked.
Hey, my name's Renee, and today I'm going to be making a YouTube video on homosexuality.
I am about to rip you a new asshole. You pretty little fucking bigot. You know, why don't you just fucking put on a cap? And start fucking hating black people too. You're a fucking bitch.
The video you are watching will be a rational response to Mr. Weber's completely irrational video. Now, I find it to be unnecessary for me to provide my own opinion about homosexual marriage. Rather, I will only be providing facts and objective analysis of Mr. Weber's argument. I will not be offering any opinions, only facts.
I don't understand it. I made an essay about it for literature. I don't understand it.
You don't understand it, so you wrote a paper about it. And the paper wasn't enough, so you made a YouTube video about it, which has now gotten over 2,000 views. Fuck, you're just in it for the win, aren't you? Gotta love clever editing, right?
Yes, we know that Cody loves clever editing, and it was totally obvious in the way he mangled that clip. Instead of dealing with what she actually said, he made it look like she was saying she didn't understand homosexuality, and yet wrote a paper about it and made a video about it. But this is what she actually said.
Today I'm going to be making a YouTube video on homosexuality because I have gone through so many YouTube videos of people who completely think that it's a healthy alternative lifestyle. I don't understand it. I completely don't.
It's clear that what she's saying here is that she doesn't understand why there are so many people on YouTube who believe homosexuality is a healthy alternative to heterosexuality. The operable word here is healthy. So it would seem that the actual issue at hand is determining whether or not homosexual behavior is a healthy alternative to heterosexual behavior. If it is, then it makes perfect sense for there to be so many people on YouTube with that view. On the other hand, if it's not, then 2rocker4u was justified in being surprised to find that there are so many people on here with that view. Again, I'm not here to give opinions about this. I'm only pointing out that Mr. Weber completely dodged the real issue and conveniently constructed for himself a rather weak man of straw, which he could easily overcome with a little condescension and endless appeals to emotion. Look, the question of whether homosexuality is a healthy alternative is something that can be objectively answered by looking to science and medical statistics. Studies have consistently shown for years now that homosexuals are at a much greater risk of contracting sexually transmitted diseases than heterosexuals. In fact, there are certain STDs that affect homosexuals that are virtually non-existent in the heterosexual population. It has also been shown that homosexuals have, on average, a shorter lifespan than heterosexuals. It's not at all uncommon for new statistics about the spread of sexually transmitted diseases to show a disproportionate growth in the homosexual community. For example, on March 12th, Reuters released a story highlighting statistics from the Center for Disease Control relating to the spread of syphilis in the United States. Here's the opening paragraph of that story. Quote, "The U.S. syphilis rate rose for the 7th straight year in 2007, driven by a continued surge in cases among homosexual and bisexual men," the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said on Wednesday. Unquote. The story goes on to explain that the national syphilis rate has grown by 76% since 2000, and that in 2007 alone, homosexual and bisexual men accounted for 64% of all new cases. 64%. Now, it's really important to note here that homosexuals make up less than 5% of the total population in the U.S. Alright, let's move on.
Anyway, so, I'm going to read it.
Yay, story time! Bigotry! Woo!
This is going to be a theme, isn't it?
We need to keep this world bigoted and moronic. We need to keep this world simplified and real easy. Real easy for you Christians. You pretty little fucking bigot.
So now Cody has resorted to name-calling and more appeal to emotion. So we ask, what is it that makes this girl a bigot in his eyes?
Homosexuality is wrong. I don't understand it. So, if you are a Christian, there is no way that you can possibly accept homosexuality to be okay.
He just loves using that clip out of context, doesn't he? He's also totally misusing the term bigot. Now, Cody probably sees same-sex orientation as being the same as homosexuality. He probably also sees orientation as an immutable characteristic that people are born with. And therefore, in his mind, someone saying that homosexuality is wrong is essentially the same as someone saying that being black is wrong. I say this to show that I fully understand his position, and now I'm going to show how it's entirely wrong. First of all, let's get our definitions right. Now, I can't speak for this girl, but she's obviously coming at this from a Christian perspective, so it's important to understand the biblical definition of homosexuality. The Bible defines homosexuality based solely on behavior. In other words, a homosexual is someone who has sex with someone of their same gender. It has absolutely nothing to do with orientation. And this is actually the classical usage of the word, as was universally accepted until the past few decades. The idea of a non-practicing homosexual was completely oxymoronic, because under this definition, someone who isn't practicing homosexuality is not a homosexual, even if they are attracted to members of their same gender. Alright, for the sake of argument, let's assume that orientation is immutable, meaning that it's something you're born with, and it can't be changed. There are individuals who have a same-sex orientation who choose not to engage in homosexual acts. Now, the Christian doesn't lump these people into the same category as individuals who choose to engage in homosexual sex. So this girl is stating that a specific sexual behavior is immoral, not that a whole class of people is immoral based upon some innate characteristic. This is why I can objectively say that the word bigot was being misapplied here. Because finding a certain behavior morally objectionable is not bigotry. I would venture to guess that everyone watching this video can think of some behavior that they find to be morally objectionable. And that's okay. That does not make you a bigot.